Harry is in a position now where he is conflicted about his life with Meghan, not sure about moving forward with her. And I think he needed a motherly person, someone to give him some advice. Of course, he couldn't go to Doria, right? This is exactly what it was. He was there trying to get some advice about some choices, decisions that he is going to have to make about his marriage. Whether you want to recognize it or not, or just say, well, I support my wife, deep down, alone at night, when you are with your own thoughts and that woman is off snoring.
They thought they could rewrite history, but guess what? They can't even keep control over the script of their own marriage. And honey, when I tell you this, things are not just messy, they are explosive.
Reckon in your head and count all these things that you have lost. Where's your future? Where are you going? Where's your family? You literally have no future.
For years, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were the couple, the golden pair, a real-life fairy tale dripping with Hollywood glam and royal sparkle. People didn't just watch them, they worshipped them. Every step, every look, every handhold was like fuel for believers in modern love. They weren't just lovers, they were symbols of hope, walking reminders that fairy tales do exist, or so we thought. But oh darling, fairy tales don't always end in one big, fiery explosion. Sometimes they crack slowly, quietly, so subtly you barely notice until the whole thing comes crashing down.
I know a lot about that, which I'm not going to go into in detail today, but that have now effectively been used as the outlet to deny the Hollywood Reporter's story. It is an absolutely bizarre...
That's exactly what happened on that day. Harry stood tall at the podium, microphone in hand, delivering one of his smooth, polished speeches. He was glowing, confident, charismatic, absolutely in his zone. He had the room in the palm of his hand. And then, oh, you won't believe this, Meghan walked in.
Money, you're not in a country that you really truly feel welcomed and like this is going to be your forever. You are so...
No introduction, no cue, no warning, just Meghan sliding into the spotlight with that signature presence of hers. She tapped Harry lightly on the back. To anyone else, it would have been a simple, forgettable gesture. But in that moment, the air snapped. Harry stumbled, his words cracked, his rhythm broken, and honey, people noticed.
Her employees revealed as fresh details emerge after dictator claims. And then the article reads, GB News has been handed an absolute denial of the allegations as well as Meghan's message to her employees and has confirmed with several current staffers that...
At first glance, it looked like nothing. A tap on the back. Couples do that all the time, right? But Meghan did it in front of cameras, in front of millions of eyes. Suddenly, that tiny little tap was no longer innocent. It was something else entirely.
Said, these quotes were fabricated by someone lacking knowledge of our company. The Duke and Duchess work from Montecito and we're based in Hollywood.
And by the very next morning, that clip was viral. Social media detectives went wild, dissecting every frame like it was some royal crime thriller. Harry's stumble, his flicker of hesitation, Meghan's firmness. It was fuel for every theory under the sun.
I think trying to find this independence, trying to learn independence to...
It didn't matter that the whole thing lasted under 2 seconds. To the internet, this was proof of dominance, proof of tension. Some screamed Meghan was overpowering him. Others whispered Harry was finally cracking under her shadow. That tiny gesture became the tap heard around the world.
And that this quote would fly, but the circumstances don't even allow for it. If she's marching around and barking orders to Archewell employees, no Archewell employee could factually claim that. It's total nonsense.
And here's the kicker. This couple has spent years curating their image. Every smile, every shot, every carefully worded statement crafted to scream unity. Yet, in one unscripted moment, the curtain slipped. No PR polish, no rehearsed sparkle, just raw, unfiltered reality. And people started asking, are the cracks finally showing?
You have to make tough choices and decisions, and that's what he is trying to do right now. So that's why he met with her.
Behind closed doors, insiders whisper that the tap was never just a tap. It was another battle in an ongoing tug of war. Meghan and Harry may appear united in public, but in private, it's becoming a clash of wills.
She had filed angry 5 a.m. emails to employees, and then GB News has another source saying, who hasn't sent an email when they can't sleep or awake early?
See, Meghan is a strategist at heart. She doesn't just walk into a room, she plans it. From what they wear to which charities they back, every detail is calculated. Not because she's vain, but because she knows their brand is fragile. One wrong move and the critics will devour them. For her, precision isn't luxury, it's survival. But Harry? He's different. He's emotional, impulsive even. The guy who wants to speak raw from the heart without a script shoved in his hand. For years, he let Meghan run the ship, nodding along to the control. But recently, friends whisper he's pushing back. He wants authenticity. He craves moments that are real, not staged. And that's where it all comes crashing down. Meghan tapped his shoulder, ready to swoop in, ready to take the mic, but Harry froze. He didn't move. And in that pause, oh darling, that's the story. She was pushing. He was resisting. A battle of wills, right there under the lights. To the casual eye, it looked like a blip, a hiccup. But to those watching closely, it was a power struggle playing out in real time. Meghan, the leader, Harry, the man gasping for air, two forces colliding in the tiniest of gestures. But the real trouble isn't in the shouting matches. There aren't many of those. No, it's in the silence. The heavy, suffocating silence that lingers at dinner tables. The kind where two people sit inches apart but feel miles away. And it doesn't start big, it starts small. A fight over which photo to post, a debate on how personal an interview should get. Even something as petty as who drives the car. Silly, right? But in the world they live in, petty adds up. One eye roll becomes an argument, one sigh becomes a standoff. And soon enough, silence isn't peace, it's avoidance. Harry has always been the peacemaker, the joker, the wine pourer, the one who eases the tension. But lately, that charm feels worn, exhausted, like he's done carrying the burden of fixing everything. Meghan, on the other hand, only doubles down. To her, perfection is survival. One slip and the internet eats them alive, and that, right there, is their cage. They're no longer just a couple, they're a brand. Couple. And the pressure of living up to that brand doesn't switch off when the cameras do. It follows them home, haunting every private moment. Here's the problem. Meghan and Harry aren't just spouses anymore. They're a business. Their marriage is their empire. And every contract, every Netflix documentary, every keynote speech depends on this idea that they're inseparable. The perfect united front. But when the brand starts swallowing the marriage, oh darling, that's when things turn dangerous. And Harry, he isn't the storm out of the room type. His rebellion is quieter, subtler. A skipped meeting here, a canceled event there. Meghan demands rehearsed speeches. He starts stumbling, showing up late, or refusing to stick to the talking points. To him, it's honesty. To her, it's sabotage. He doesn't want to be the perfect prince anymore. He wants to be real. But Meghan, she doesn't forgive these slips. Every missed line, every hesitation feels like a betrayal, a crack in their empire. And the harder she pushes to fix the cracks, the more Harry resists. It's a dangerous dance, her pushing, him pulling away. Meghan strategizing, Harry drifting, no screaming fights, no public blow-ups, just the slow, heartbreaking unraveling of a man exhausted by management and a woman too determined to loosen her grip. Because let's face it, Meghan has fought too hard to let anything slip. From Hollywood auditions to palace scrutiny, her entire life has been about forcing doors open that weren't built for her. She's resilient, she's relentless, and she'll drag that energy into her marriage whether Harry can take it or not. And here's where it gets heartbreaking. To Meghan, hesitation is deadly. One stumble, one weak moment, and everything they've built, documentaries, book deals, speaking tours, could crash. She can't afford Harry's resistance. But to Harry, her control feels like suffocation. He doesn't want a marriage built on scripts and strategies. He wants love, the raw, unplanned kind. The clash is brutal, and it's pushing them to the edge. And here's the cruel twist. Their private frustrations don't stay private. Every glance, every pause, every tiny gesture is caught on camera and dissected online. A small pause at a gala, suddenly it's marriage in crisis. Meghan nudging Harry forward, she's branded bossy. Harry laughing too easily with someone else, headlines scream he's miserable at home. For you and me, small spats disappear. For Meghan and Harry, every sigh becomes global gossip. Their arguments aren't just arguments anymore, they're content. And Meghan, oh Meghan, her assertiveness is a magnet. Fans praise her as confident and strong, but critics twist it into domination. Harry's quietness makes it worse. His silences get painted as weakness, as though he's a man trapped in his own marriage. And every clip, viral, every whisper, a new headline. Behind the scenes, though, it's brutal. Harry has gone back to therapy, desperate to find peace in the chaos. Meghan doubles down. Tighter control, more strategy, more precision. The cycle never ends. And let's not kid ourselves. Meghan's eyes are always on the next prize. Billionaire status, political power, governor of California, why not? Her ambition is limitless. But Harry, he doesn't want politics or empires. He wants simplicity, peace, a moment that's his own. And the more she drives forward, the further he drifts back. And here's the cruel irony. Meghan's grit, the very force that's gotten her this far, is also what's tearing them apart. Admirers see her as a fighter, a woman protecting her family and crafting her own legacy. Critics, though, see her as suffocating, domineering, unwilling to let Harry breathe. Both can't be right, but either way, the pressure is relentless. And so here we are, trouble ahead. Meghan once called them salt and pepper, always moving together. But now, the flavors don't mix the same way. Harry is being invited to events solo. Meghan is pushed into the background. Headlines whisper of distance. Fans wonder if the fairy tale is unraveling before our eyes. Because love might still be there. The tenderness, the instinctive touches, they haven't vanished. But now they're buried under layers of tension, polished smiles, and careful choreography, and that's the real heartbreak. But love, as powerful as it is, isn't always enough. What once made Meghan and Harry magnetic, their sparkle, their easy chemistry, their untouchable glow, now feels heavier. Every interaction is cautious, measured, staged. Instead of moving together, they look like two dancers trying desperately not to step on each other's feet under the harsh glare of the cameras. Supporters say this is just a rough season, that every marriage faces storms, and theirs is simply being lived under the world's brightest spotlight. But critics are convinced. To them, the cracks are proof that the fairy tale was doomed from the start. It was proof that the couple who thought they could rewrite history are now struggling just to keep their rhythm alive. And what cuts the deepest is how visible it all is. A pause held too long, a glance that misses its target, a smile that looks more like hard work than joy. The world sees it all. And when millions of eyes magnify every tiny imperfection, those imperfections start to feel like prophecy. Here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. This marriage isn't gone. Not yet, but it's teetering, wobbling, fighting against the weight of its own expectations. And the shadow now looms. Will Meghan and Harry find their rhythm again? Or are we all witnessing in slow motion the unraveling of the love story that once promised to change everything? And there it is, the curtain call. A fairy tale once drenched in hope, now cracking under the harshest spotlight in the world. The question lingers like smoke. Can they rewrite this chapter, or is this the final act?